A new element has been introduced in the Collargate scandal, as now Hassan has gone multiple times stating that Kaya actually wasn't even wearing the vibration collar in the original infamous clip. If you're somehow not caught up, we've posted multiple updates to this story on this channel, but this is arguably one of the biggest twists. Hassan claims that Kaya wasn't actually wearing the collar at all, and he stands by his dew claw allegation that she must have just clipped it on the bed, stated on an interview by TMZ. Along with this, people are pulling old clips of Denims talking about the tape that we've covered in the second part of this series, stating that it was a photoshopped image and that people fell for misinformation. It's a lot to get into, so I'll show you the clips yourself and the internet's reactions. I'll let you be the judge. Welcome to the internet versus Collargate. There is no collar. It starts when TopWay312 posts on the livestream fail subreddit. Hassan claims that Kaya didn't have the collar on during the incident. He then proceeds to explain why shock collars aren't actually that bad.
Third group of people are the ones who are like, look at this clip, look at that clip, look at this clip. Like, it's obvious he's moving his arms around. Like he's fucking constantly in a state of zapping. And they've moved away from the initial conversation, which was that like she didn't even have that collar on to begin with. And the only reason why I showed the collar was because people were clipping other instances. First of all, are any of the collars illegal? No. Even in the maximalist position, even if what like the people that are claiming are just like a significant threat or whatever, like most, I've said this already, e-collars that have shocking components that feel like a TENS machine, which I've used on myself in the past, because, you know, I'm around dogs that have been trained with that and use it, is not only is it not illegal, but it's also straight up used in the e-fencing for people, and it's used in the training of like dogs in general.
And Far Assistant replies with this picture of the incident circling a collar that Kaya is wearing and a question mark. And Salabert replies, somehow it looks exactly like what Hassan showed, lol. Also, if she wasn't wearing the collar, why the fuck did he show a shock collar a day later then? That would be a move of a brain dead person who wants to incriminate himself. Nothing he says makes any sense at all. And someone says, I think he might genuinely have hit double-digit numbers of excuses he's put out for this. It's ridiculous. Each one makes the story less convincing. Like he's absolutely rattled by this and is only exposing how bad it is with every time he comments on it. Even if you're going to lie, the way you do it is to pick a story with as few points of contention as possible and blindly stick to it. This novel he's writing on what really happened that day, it's not only completely unbelievable, it's also showing people that he's fucking stupid as well as an animal abuser. OP follows up their post saying, he's lost in his own lies at this point. And J48U says, this is an actual quote from one of the super fans in the Snark sub. Also, as far as evidence goes, what about Hassan's own testimony? Like, has he ever been found to be lying about anything? If he was a known liar, then I'd be more liable to think he'd lie about a shock collar, but as far as I know, nothing like that has happened, unless there's some scandal I'm missing. Tectone tweets out the clip and captions it by saying, this is the end. If you are a Hassan Piker viewer, I challenge you to watch this clip. Hassan is lying to your face again. He thinks you are brainwashed morons. He thinks of you as a means to an end. You are his cash cows, nothing more. Wake up. And Camelcast official replies, he is horrendously dumb. He claims it's not illegal because people use it for e-fencing. Yeah, but not to keep your dog from moving a muscle for 8 hours. Shocking overly for no benefit is considered torture in California, ya goob. Dark Messiah says, I'm going to keep saying it. You all are focused on the wrong thing. Why are we not talking about how he reacted when the dog yelped? He literally bitched about her yelping, which if he was telling the truth makes him look even worse, because he said she hurt herself. So if that was true, why did he not check on her? That's more telling in my opinion. He tweets out this clip with the caption, Asmongold checks in on the Hassan Abi chatters amidst Collargate.
Is it not illegal? But it's also,
look at his chat. The Mossad bot group. All your haters and all your enemies and haters are still pedophiles. My guy, stop giving your haters what they want. Why are you still talking about this? Can you get to the point and just provide the model? Fuck off. Oh God, bro. This is really, really not good, huh?
Straight up, used in the...
She wasn't wearing a collar. They're illegal in the UK now. They are photoshopping the collar. You guys need to stop. This has to stop. Please. You don't have to do this to yourself. There's still time that you can step away. Please stop this.
Eid also posted this clip saying, Tectone posts a clip of the alleged shock collars remotes that LSF has been removing.
We gotta get my leash. She can hang.
Like she can walk off leash and stuff?
Yeah.
That's unreal, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I also got professional training for her as well. So
Okay.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Bro, why are you showing me? Show these guys. Scout them out.
You're gonna watch a lot of misses.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net, baby.
But net.
Come on. Please even sit.
Yeah, for me, I do. Yeah, for me, I do. I do a little bit of physical.
Makes like a great shot. Yeah, great shot. Don't go to shoot, but yeah, I played Max and Jason with me and Louis. Again, we oh, okay, what's the ball? Yeah, like, you know, when Max, well, be honest, Jason getting shots, but you gotta take the chance. But Jason, like, you gotta look at this a little bit. Yeah, just like 5. I don't know, actually. Yeah, I'm Jason. What else
And Oblivious replies, I'm actually fine with the shock collar for off-leash because it's a mechanism to intervene if she decides to run off. And Lance says, but he has lied about it multiple times, so he is caught in a corner of his own making. C Economist tweets out this clip with the caption, Hassan gets called out by a 40-month subscriber for being evasive.
Meanwhile, right-wing figures are literally doing rapes, okay? They're doing rapes and nothing matters. On the right, it don't matter. This isn't to say that, like, there shouldn't be a limit, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, be a little bit more, exercise a little bit more critical thought. Then be better yourself. Maybe have a dog and it not be a part of your persona if you don't want to fucking question when you're evasive. You're no different than the GOP. You're a 40-month subscriber and you think I'm like the grand old party because I won't just sit there and be like, you guys are right. I'm actually abusive to my dog. This is unironically what I was talking about. Like, please exercise a little bit of critical thinking. Just a little bit. Just for like a second. And I think you will realize that maybe you're not behaving correctly about this. Because if you're a 40-month subscriber, you've been here long enough that you know this is ridiculous.
And Feeling Psychology says, unironically, he is saying that to the only chatter exercising a little bit of critical thinking. And IA0X17 replies, I watched a friend in Discord have the same kind of realization. Like wait a minute, why has the story changed 6 times in as many days? Then proceeded to get gaslit into thinking that the story never changed and that it was a right-wing $1 million misinformation campaign to take down Hassan. There are probably many people in Hassan's audience that are smart, normal humans with the ability to think critically, but they are surrounded by people much dumber than them who spend every living second bringing everyone down to their level. Alice Lunar says, the fact he's even surprised he gets pushback from someone who has been around for a while really makes it seem as if no one from his community ever questions him. And T-Shirt Ninja says that they get berated by their own community for doing so. It's just worse if they actually get pulled up on stream. And Flatbush 2400 replies, you also have to consider this is someone who's liked Hassan enough to be subscribed for like 3 years and a couple of months. So he clearly likes Hassan overall, so him calling Hassan out is quite the bad look. Luca Manuka says, holy shit, he literally used the phrase, you're not behaving correctly. Of all the ways he could have responded, he's really just going completely mask off with narcissism. And C McDozer 4 says, Lamau, Hassan said, because when you've been a 40-month subscriber, you know this is ridiculous. No fucking shit, dude. You're being ridiculous. It's called accountability. Take responsibility. He tweets out this clip with the caption, Hassan expresses frustration over Collargate, points to it as an example of why leftists have no motion.
This is the type of shit that people will lean into, and then later, a couple months down the line, they'll be like, why are there no like actual cool leftist content creators? I don't know, man, because the fucking right just dominates discourse all the goddamn time and can like belittle and disparage and smear anyone and everyone that's like ostensibly on the leftist position with a multitude of different ridiculous fabrications, and a lot of you dumb fucks go along with it without actually going, let me think critically about this situation. Let me think critically about the situation about a dog that's like on camera 24/7. Motherfuckers are out there being like, he was laughing at Kaya as a puppy being abused by Fiona, and people believe it. You know what I mean? That's it. If you have no critical thinking capacity and you assume that the only way to do politics is a politics of purity, and anything that even like smells remotely in the direction of controversy, you automatically lean into, yeah, you're not going to have anybody. That's it. I mean, I won't stop. I'll keep going. But I think there is a reason why there aren't that many, like left figures out there, because when there are left figures out there, they get fucking destroyed.
And Decoy replies, him electrocuting his dog has nothing to do with why leftists aren't cool, lol. Betty says, you guys are honestly too right-wing if you believe that I did the stuff that I did on camera. Actually, a pretty good gaslight. StarCraft 2020 posts on the livestream fail subreddit this clip with the caption, Hassan tells his chat that they know the truth and wants them to stop asking him about the drama.
Listen, I don't know what else to say about this stuff. I don't know. It's just, please. Like, I need to do my job. Okay. There are a lot of adults in here, and there are a lot of young people in here as well that want to hear about the news. Okay. They want to hear about what's going on. Defending your favorite streamers, not advocacy or organizing. Please refocus, chatters. It's just, it's utterly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I know it sounds like it's the most consequential thing that's ever happened in the history of mankind, and people are really dragging it over and over again, but please, for the love of God, like, it's gonna be all right. Okay, you know the truth. It doesn't matter. Like, what do you want me to do? At this stage, we have entered a new era on the internet. I've been an active watcher now, and I'm honestly disgusted. I've honestly been watching you for a while, and you kind of disappointed me. What do you mean? I gotta stop reading this stuff. People like to be a part of something larger. People like to be a part of a larger movement. Okay. People like to be a part of a larger movement, and very clearly this is like a big thing that all the normies have gotten on board with. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. There's not really anything I can do about it other than just keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully people will realize that there's no accuracy or veracity to the claims being made.
Top Landscape says, yes, we all do know the truth, Hassan. NLB replies, the feedback loop between a narcissistic streamer and sycophantic chat is honestly fascinating at this point. I feel like I'm watching the Zoomer equivalent of a Trump rally. And Primary Taurus says, Zoomer equivalent of a cult meeting. Oh, wait. Tectone also tweets out this clip with the caption, Hassan goes live holding back tears. Please, guys, I don't know what to say. Please just move on. Hassan, just admit that you lied, that you abused your dog for optics, that your dog was used as a prop, then apologize in a tone. Tell the truth for once in your life. And Sensitive Society replies, we need to keep bullying him. Plain Rock says, keep pushing. Tier 808 says, he's crying because his ego can't handle just admitting he lied. This is so wild to witness in such clarity. Granted, he did dig a very deep hole here to climb back out of, but holy shit, his image of himself is truly all he cares about. Kaguya's Top Gal says, I need to do my job. Bro, you don't even edit your own streams. Jeremy Prime says, an apology won't mean anything at this point. He's lied so many times and twisted so many different scenarios. He deserves where he's at. No sympathy. Taylor Lorenz also got involved, and some people tweeted about it, like Night Kitten, who posted this clip with the caption, hi Taylor, as a journalist who obviously cares about reporting the truth, you will gladly retract this statement now, yes? Attaching this clip.
After Hassan revealed the vibration collar on stream, bad actors attempted to leverage the fact that he put a small piece of tape on the back to conceal his phone number, which is like written in Sharpie on the back of the little vibration box, as evidence that he somehow secretly modified and soldered down shock collar prongs. Something that would basically be like impossible to do, like impossible.
And this was in response to Yeats posting this clip of Dan Saltman with the caption, Dan Saltman shows how easy it is to remove the prongs from the alleged shock collar in Collargate.
The simplest of solutions, okay? This is what you would call a unobtainable item. This is flyers. I know, wild things for everyone to own. Have you ever seen one of these before? These devices, Mr. Newton?
No, never.
No? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put that on the prong. So you can see I'm holding it right there. Now, what do you think the odds are that I have enough grip strength to do this? With one hand. One hand. They're basically impossible to do. What do you think?
I'm going to give you 20%. With one hand?
20%. One hand. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's done.
Are you fucking shitting me, Taylor Lorenz? Okay, I'm not gonna do the other one because I think I can salvage this one, ironically, by soldering the piece back on. But let me go get some hockey tape.
Slight ad posted this clip and Lonerbox reacting to it on the Livestream Fail subreddit. And Megalate says, well, actually, Hassan has a different model where the prongs are impossible to remove and it doesn't even shock. And she wasn't even wearing it anyway, you idiots. And Odyssey says, and don't forget there's a genocide going on and therefore you're morally forbidden from criticizing anything else. And Sideview replies, and stuff. Eat tweets out this clip with the caption, Sneako comments on Collargate, rocking the Twitch aristocracy.
What's funny about the dog shock situation is seeing all the perfect moral high ground LA slop tubers and streamers have to defend Hassan because that's one of their own. And Pokimane cancels a podcast with him because she doesn't want to face any backlash because she's not a real friend and won't stand by him when he's facing controversy. Says, oh, it wasn't me, it was my team who took it down. Okay. Then post a podcast. Stop being a crybaby. Stop being just release the podcast with your friend if you're a real one. And the rest of them saying, no, it wasn't a shock collar. He taped over the shock part and it was vibrating. Yeah, what type of millionaire buys a shock collar to tape it over? They're just admitting that he was actually electrocuting his dog like a Sith Lord, unknowingly incriminating Hasanabi in the situation. Nobody's ever bought a shock collar just to not use it, just to only use the vibration feature. I love that it's animal abuse that's taken them all down and showing that this LA cabal of slop tubers and streamers, they all pretend to be like good people. And now the domino effect is crumbling. It's all being exposed that they're really just playing a character.
And the Psychotic says, the fact that this guy defended the movie Cuties and was arguing with Moist Critical about gun clips suddenly has been showing a lot of common sense and based opinions. We're nearing the end of days, folks. Nmplol also weighed in when he posted this clip with the caption, Nmplol comments on Collargate.
At least speaking from my personal experience, because I've met Kaya, you know, and Hassan's a good friend of mine. I can tell you that dog is loved. Like, oh yeah. You know, regardless of what happened or didn't happen, I have no idea if it happened or not. But dogs that aren't loved don't act the way Kaya acts. Dogs that are mistreated and you know, that have abuse, they're not like well trained. Like, you know, they act out. You know, like the dogs that are like, you know, chained in the yard all the time are the ones that be like, you know, biting people as they run by. But Kaya, on the other hand, like, you know, that, like, I remember I was sitting at Hassan's house a couple years ago, and, you know, this big old fluff ball just comes running down the stairs, you know, jumps on top of me, starts licking my face as if we were best friends forever, you know. So the dog's definitely, at least from what I've seen, is definitely well loved.
Save me, Nick.
You know,
save me.
maybe that's what it was.
Can I ask a question just as like I'll be devil's advocate, or not devil's advocate? I'll be the kind of outsider asking. Mm-hmm. How does Kaya actually have to sit on that bed? Does she sit on that bed for hours during the streams? Like, is it?
I have no idea, because to be fair, I've been there and I was on a stream before for 8 hours, and I don't think Kaya was in there.
And Matt Morse replies, NMP is a certified retard. Sarah D says, NMP comments on a woman being abused by her husband. I can tell you that woman is loved. I have no idea if it did happen or not. Women who aren't loved don't act the way she does. They act out. Jesus Christ, it is actually unbelievable how morally broken and retarded these pieces of fucking shit are. What he's saying isn't even true. A dog doesn't necessarily act out if it's being abused. This is brain-dead midwit pseudoscience. Best friend tweets out this clip with the caption, Hassan Piker tells TMZ he's receiving death threats and dog-napping threats after going viral for shocking his dog.
The clip itself looks terrible because it looks like where I'm like looking back to give her a place command, it looks like I'm moving around where all my Zintons are, ironically enough, and then she yelps and she's getting back up onto the bed. In the process of getting back up onto the bed, she yelps in that moment, and every now and then she snags her claw onto something like a dew claw, or she steps on something funny. Sometimes when I'm wrestling with her, she'll give off like a little yelp, or sometimes when she's playing with other dogs, she'll give off a yelp. She wasn't even wearing like the vibration collar that's in contention now. Like everyone's like, this is not, you know, he definitely shocked her. Like on that day, she just had like a regular collar. She has a bunch of different collars. There's like a phi collar, there's a vibration collar for reinforcing her training, or most importantly for walking around when I'm like out in the park or when I'm hiking or anything like that. When I take her on long walks, I like to let her roam. I like to let her run around. And if she's super far away where she can't hear me, or if her attention is elsewhere, you know, if she's like chasing a squirrel or something, The vibration is supposed to communicate alongside with like your voice. That's what it's used for. And right now, I would say like all of my social media, like wherever I am on the internet, people are just like, you're a dog abuser. I'm going to come and kill you. I'm going to steal your dog. I'm going to kidnap your dog. That's one of the most insane, like, I mean, yeah, here, just now, like 6 minutes ago, are you the dog abuser guy? Right? Like, it's always, that's basically what's going on. And it's understandable, but there are definitely people who are like actively pushing this to drive home some kind of narrative. And that has been a little weird to deal with. Like people who like sincerely are going like, you are a dog abuser and you must die.
And Hiking Fina replies, are death threats okay? No. Do I feel sympathy for a man receiving death threats when that same man has repeatedly called for the deaths of people he disagrees with? Also no. Ian Miles Chung replies to the clip by saying, boo-hoo. He'd also post this clip with the caption, Hassan denied all Collargate accusations to TMZ. And Edward replies, you're watching a serial liar in real time code switch for a different audience who isn't as clued into the situation and hopes that they'll never look too deep into it. We need to get Asmongold, Tectone, or Dan Can's stream on TMZ to give the actual story. John Hawkins says he's changed his story like 5 times at this point to try to hide the fact he shocks his dog to force it to stay in place for hours to be a background decoration for his show. Just get a bookcase or something instead of torturing the dog. And RPG says the only question you need to ask to debunk the Dewclaw claim is why didn't he react with any concern at all when she yelped? The only way that makes sense is if he already knew what the source of her pain was. And AJ says my dog yelps when I look at him and that's it, lol. Am I supposed to jump to his aid? He's a grown-ass man. Eid also tweets out this clip with the caption, LSF is revisiting Denims' defense of the collar in Collargate after the new updates.
First of all, the product can't be turned into a vibrating collar, for starters. Second, the taped photo is fucking doctored, dude. You fell for misinfo. Congratulations, bro. This image, you can clearly see the tape. The tape image is a doctored photo. I took this from the VOD directly. And when you look at the fucking artifacting on these photos, it's very obviously a fucking Photoshop job. Like, you literally fell for misinfo. Congrats. You can just hate Hassan, by the way. You can just say, I don't like him.
And Das Dingo replies, lol, so Cutie Cinderella was lying. Ha, which is it? All of them are lying? And Frankie replies, don't forget Lorenz, who said he'd duct tape it to hide his phone number on the back. It's like a buffet of lies on the left. You just pick and choose which one you go with depending on how you're feeling on the day. And in response to this, Ethan Klein also posted a clip on his Instagram where he attaches a clip of another person in the sphere commenting on the situation. Here is that clip.
He says the photo with the tape is proven photoshopped. It's not proven photoshopped. Who proved that it's photoshopped? Cutie Cinderella even said that there's tape on it. You guys really, you can't sound, it sounds fucking stupid at this point. I don't know what to say. The tape, because people, 2 days ago, people were like, the tape is photoshopped. Now that Cutie Cinderella has confirmed the tape, now the argument is the tape is only there to hide the serial number or to hide Hassan's phone number. Bro, like khalas, kabartua shway on a pizza. I need everyone to fucking chill out. Literally 2 days ago, there's no tape, it's Photoshop. Now QT confirms the tape is to hide the number. Okay, what's it gonna be tomorrow?
And then Ethan Klein responds by saying, I can say to his credit that Millie is a principled person. First, he refused to weaponize Shredder's death against me, and now he is standing bravely against a snark to state the very obvious. I'm sure you're dealing with a lot of bullshit right now. Now imagine what I've been dealing with from the same people for the last 2 years. Then Resident Demand posts Ethan's story with Anthony on the LeftoversH3 subreddit with the caption, did he really post that? And follows up his post with this screenshot saying, what is going on? And it's him editing himself next to Ethan and the title, I am the new Ethan Klein. And living for that T replies, people told him again and again to drop it. This is getting ridiculous. And DBL Spider says, like, that's literally all people wanted. Just drop it and leave it alone. I don't even give a shit about the substance of his takes at this point. It's the petulant hissy fits that led me to be done with him. And Snoozing Panda replies, he really is the new Ethan Klein. Pillisterian says, I don't know what happened, but good luck with that. And Scary Spooky Hilarious replies, people here said they didn't like Anthony's take on Collargate. Now he's being a bozo and pretending like the world's ending because he's not getting 100% support from here. Now Ethan's trying to say, look at how bad they are. They've been doing this for years. Not fully agreeing with a narcissistic content creator. Look what Ethan's done the last 2 years. He's genuinely trying to get Hassan assassinated. Ethan Klein is a more vicious, bad faith, and violent snarker than everyone here combined. If we did what Ethan does to others, this sub would have shut down a long time ago. Harley Morenstein tweets out, this shock collar has been the perfect litmus test to expose which streamers are liars and not to be trusted. There's also another post that Ethan made on his Instagram story. Here's that clip, and then we're going to read some reactions to it.
Guys, there's a video here that I want you all to see. There's also zero evidence of shock collar. You know, this one piece of footage here shows, actually, excuse you, this one tiny piece of footage shows here that there seems to be something on the back of the collar that we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape.
Don't just believe an out of context clip, because that's what a lot of you guys are doing. It's like you just see a clip and you see somebody misrepresented and then you just believe it. And that's, you say don't believe your eyes. Yeah, exactly, don't believe your eyes. Believe actual journalism.
No, it wasn't confirmed kill kit. It was confirmed that it was a fucking vibration collar, or that the dog had a vibration collar. Not even that he used it. That's just what the dog had.
Hassan got canceled, but he cleared his name. He literally debunked it. He showed the fucking collar on stream. Like, what more can be done? For like editing his picture and turning up the fucking contrast where he showed the collar, and to be like, no, look, he put tape over it.
I can't help but notice that it's the exact same people who have spent the last 2 years calling me and my wife baby killers. I hope for some people, seeing how shamelessly they lie right now to protect Hassan, lying about what we know we saw with our own eyes, like it's irrefutable that he used a shock collar, that if they can lie about something so stupid and it's so transparent, I hope that to some people, you can understand that they would be lying about me and Hila for the last 2 years. They're capable of it and they would do it and they have done it. So, I don't know. If you've been someone that has listened to one of these people talk about how big of a Zionist me or my wife is, I would urge you to maybe just take a second look.
DSPad posts this clip with the caption, Ethan P_troll Klein hard to post his meltdown to his main page. The first post on his profile in a year, urging people to re-examine Ethan and his wife's Zionism because a handful of people defended Hassan against dog abuse allegations. Comments are off, and beware of Grom replies, he really can't understand that people think he is a Zionist due to his own actions. I came to that conclusion before I started watching Denims or anyone else. Ethan is fundamentally incapable of formulating his own opinions, so he assumes everyone else also got their politics from other people. And Nipsey says, the funniest part of all this is him constantly exposing how stupid he is on his own account. No need for clips or additional commentary. And old-fashioned C replies, I wouldn't even know who Denims is. Sorry, girl. If Ethan just shut the fuck up about her. Bleach Forever says what we saw with our own eyes. You didn't see shit, motherfucker. The entire premise of this whole accusation is that it happened off screen. Why is he so stupid? Even if he is knowingly lying, it's not going to do him any favors. And Hobdog replies, it's wild because there's mountains of video evidence of Ethan and Hila being genocidal maniacs. We've seen with our own eyes and ears Ethan scream, the fucking Arabs. It's honestly fascinating to me the mental gymnastics at play here. I believe this will conclude the Collargate series. I can't imagine there's going to be more videos unless some more major updates come out. Of course, if they do, I'll keep you guys in the loop, but I feel like this has been concluded at this point. Either you fully believe it if you've been following the story, or you fully don't. I'm sure there's plenty of side dramas and various other things that will spawn from this though, and I will be right on top of that for all of you guys. For now though, shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko, Salsao, Dakotas Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you on the next episode.